I saw so many faces in this space. It was my mom's 60th birthday, and that was such a joyful occasion. And yeah, this is also joyful, but also sad. And yeah, so I'm just holding all of that right now. But most of all, I just want to thank you all for coming, for continuing to carry my mom's spirit into the future, continuing your relationship with her, whether it be through things that you see in nature, things that you wear, things that you remember she said, or she sang, or she did, because I truly believe in carrying people through our memory, carrying their life through our memory. And yeah, so just thank you all for making it happen, and big special thank you for all of the people who helped me plan and go through my mom's house and set up and take down things at her house. I know how much work that was, and it just really means a lot that you would do it for both of us. Yeah, I have many different speeches that people that couldn't be here gave me, but I think I'm gonna start with my own, and then I will read my dad's. So something what I wanted to start off with sharing before I got into my poems was just about my mom's resiliency. I think that's something that really stands out to me in terms of the person that she is, and the reason why she survived like 25 years battling cancer on and off, is her resiliency. And I was actually, recently I was in Puerto Rico, and a book stumbled upon me. I stumbled upon a book that had this short passage that really spoke to me about the connection between resiliency and spirituality, and it kind of clicked with me, understanding her in a deeper kind of way. And it says, spirituality is recognizing and celebrating that we are all inextricably connected to each other by a power greater than all of us, and that our connection to that power and to one another is grounded in love and compassion. Practicing spirituality brings a sense of perspective, meaning, and purpose to our lives. Yeah, growing up, I never would have said, oh yeah, my mom is such a spiritual person, but I would always say she's a community person, she's a friends person, she's a relationship person. And now, as an adult, I'm realizing that they're the same thing, or they're one in the same. And she also, Judaism was always the core of her pride and her community, and what she loved to practice in tradition and learn more about and go deeper in. So especially during COVID, when everything turned on to Zoom, I was a little worried about her, because she was like the most busybody person, you all know that you could ever meet. And she had like 15 people to see in a day, 5 events to see in a day, way more social than me and Juan. Like when Juan moved into the house with me and my mom like 6 years ago, me and him were more the homebodies. And she was like, bye, leave at early in the morning, come home late at night, stay up till 2 in the morning, and then do it all again. But yeah, I was worried about what's going to happen when she needs to worry about her health, and she doesn't have a vaccine, and COVID's going around. And she just quickly transitioned. I'm going to learn how to work Zoom. I'm going to learn how to do FaceTime. I'm going to connect with my people however I can connect with my people. And she got really into the Chokhmah community and joining in Zooms, whether it be Shabbat or whether it be the high holidays. And she was really sad about the former leader leaving, whose name was Joe Singer, but also really excited about transition. And my mom is, she doesn't try to like hold on. She never was a person that tried to hold on to the past so much, but she liked to invite new people in, meet new people. She was making new friends like the month that she passed. She was always doing that. And so she wanted to join the committee to figure out who was going to be the next leader of the congregation. And she was so excited about picking Zvika, and he's here today. So thank you for coming. And yeah, sharing this moment with us. So she was so excited about him and how young he is and full of life and, just full of spirit. And so she was really happy that she got to see that transition through before she passed. So that's kind of my whole intro to resiliency and spirituality. And I'm going to go ahead and read a few poems that I wrote over the course of this last year. So the first one is called The Bay in You. And as all of you know who knew my mom really well, she was very proud to be a Berkeley, very proud to be from California. She wouldn't have wanted it any other way. She traveled to many places in the world and was always like, I'm ready to go home to my house on Sacramento Street in Berkeley. That was her safety zone and her refuge and her anchor. And so this one's called The Bay in You. And it goes like, you are sweet like Fenton's ice cream on a hot day, resilient and wise like the redwoods, dazzling like the city lights lit up at night, evolving like the waves in our bay. You are creative like the murals, colorful and variated. You are fiercely open like the skies full of wonder. You are tasty like dim sum and matzo ball soup, comforting like our Sacramento Street home. You are majestic like the Golden Gate Bridge with fog creeping through. You are indescribable like the tunes of music that dance out of every instrument. You are a free and fluid spirit who moves to the beat of your own heart. You are a native Californian, Berkeley mama, now and forever. Thank you. And then the next one is a series of very short mini poems that come together to create one poem. It's called Colors of Your Spirit. And like many of you also know, my mom was a very colorful person, which is why I wouldn't be able to count how many colors are in this room right now. Because you all came to represent who she was in full color. And she said, when you lead my celebration of life, have everybody wear full color. When you do my funeral or you do my burial, nobody wears black. Everybody's gonna come in full color because that's how I like to show up in the world. Not really it wasn't a coincidence that after she passed, a couple days after she passed, in Jewish tradition, you're supposed to have the burial as soon as possible. And luckily we were able to. She passed on an early Sunday morning. And on Wednesday, we were able to do her burial. And then Julie, wherever she is, was so sweet and willing to host the Shiva at her house that we had after the burial and beyond. Also Miguel, thank you so much for opening up that space. And so we had the Shiva. It was lovely. We said prayers. We remembered her in poems and songs and speeches and stories. And then later in the evening, it wasn't raining. It was actually a really hot day that day, like too hot for a burial. But later that day, there was a beautiful double rainbow that painted the sky so beautifully. We just couldn't believe it. I think it was Mindy or somebody that was like, look up at the sky, look what's going on. And we just couldn't believe that it wasn't rain and sunshine. It was just sunshine. And it was a double rainbow. So I was like, wow. We all knew that was her. And as I've moved through life this past year, rainbows have popped up in my life over and over and over again, sometimes with rain, sometimes without rain. And I always know that that's her joining me. So this poem it goes along those lines. Colors of Your Spirit. Red like your leather jacket that spoke your bold and fierce personality. Red like all of the hearts you collected one by one, reminding you that you are loved and that you center love in all that you do, create, and believe. Orange like your dangling, delightful earrings, joining you for the bouncy ride you called life. Orange like the embers of the many fires you sat by, warming your tender body and igniting your soul. Yellow like your UC Berkeley Cal hats, rain jackets, shirts, and jewelry that you wore with bare pride. Yellow like the candle flame that watched us sift through each and every item you collected, holding space for the reasons you chose each thing. illuminating the process of freeing ourselves from that which no longer serves us. Holding sacred the beauty of your daughter doing the work you yearn to do but could not do, the mental chains of your possessions never fully loosened. Green like the velvet pants you love to wear, the ones that you felt called to pair with flower and leaf design clothing. Green like glorious Mama Nature that nourishes and oxygenates the living and the dead. Green like Papa's leather reclining chair in our living room that I will keep and cherish forever. After all, I learned to tie my shoes on it with him by my side. Green like your hazel eyes that showed me the world. Blue. Blue like the biggest wave of delight in your life. You had blue in everything you created, collected, and stored. Blue like you is comforting, soft, peaceful, radiant, and mystical. Blue is the shade of the heavens above and below us. Blue like the color of your friendship bonds with so many chosen family members like you all. Blue art, blue stores, blue jewelry, blue clothing, blue accessories, blue walls in your home. Blue streams of consciousness swirling around your aura. Purple and pink. Purple and pink like the vibe in your room, sexy, feminine, and soft. Pink like the royal flush of your rosy cheeks that manifested the life in you. I miss seeing them and being reminded of your unconditional love and desire to be here now. Purple fashion looks stellar on you, and I'm grateful to wear my favorites from your collection with honor and pride. Gold and silver. Gold like the heavy weight of meaning you brought into so many lives. Gold like the glitter, shimmer, and sparkles that multiplied your radiance. Gold like Papa and Grandma's antique lamp that softly warms up the space it embodies. Silver like the jewelry you admired and collected from Mexico. Silver like the wind chimes all around your home that clink together to remind us that you are listening. You are watching. Silver like the shooting stars you dropped and I caught over our home. Rainbow. Rainbow like the magnificent show you orchestrated, turning the dials in the heavens after the first day of Shiva. Rainbow like all the fun, funky tie-dye clothing you bathe yourself in. Rainbow like the rays of light that reflect from the crystals in our dining room. Rainbow like the ocean mist you sprayed me with during this past Hanukkah. Rainbow like the sunset you painted for Lolo and I to admire after going through every last item in your room. Mama Mia, you are the most spectacular swirl of colors ever created. Your beauty began far before your first breath and will be sustained far after your last. Just like color, you are vibrant, multidimensional, and complex, something that is impossible to ever forget. You are my source of life, and I promise to wear bright colors throughout time to honor your spirit, both here and wherever we meet again. Your light, Orly. Thank you.